Guys, it's Wednesday, Women Supporting Women Wednesday. I am your host, A. Ruth Proctor, and tonight I have a special, lovely guest, Jordyn Davis. How you doing, boo?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's so good to have you up here. For those of you guys that do not know, this was my mentee, my first assistant as A. Ruth Proctor. I had assistants as boss A. Ruth Proctor, but stepping into this space of being an author, this is my first assistant. So I thought it was great to have you up here tonight. As you guys know, I'm up here every Wednesday at 9:15 for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays, collaborating with another girl boss, highlighting another girl boss, and also highlighting I Survive You Can Too, the book and the workbook. So I wanted to just jump in. Jordyn, how you doing, boo?
I'm doing really good. I am busy, but I'm killing it, in my opinion.
So look, let me explain the reason and why I wanted to get you up here.
Mm.
I would have to say you're probably one of the youngest guests on my show. It's been like a year, me being up here. So shout out to the younger crew, the babies. Let me stop. But I thought it was very important for me to highlight a successful upcoming, student that's about to graduate soon, an NCCU student, as well as highlighting, life in college. I think that's very important. It's great to highlight, entrepreneurs and girl bosses, but it's also important for us to hear from the younger generation. And you're never too old to learn from someone. You're never too old to learn from a younger generation and vice versa. So it's so many times that the older generation says, y'all need to listen, you get that wisdom from the older generation. But to be clear, you can get knowledge from a younger generation as well. And so I really wanted to see what life is like, on the yard, pre and post COVID, and how what's going on, Ty. Definitely wanted to just see how that looks and how that has been for you, especially in this season.
So, my freshman year, I had, it was pre-COVID, and there was always something going on. Like, I was never bored on campus. Like, there was always something to
Okay.
do.
Mhm.
Different events here, there, everywhere. My weekends, like me and my friends, we had what I'm saying, we going here,
Right.
5:30, that's 8:30. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very, like, there was always something to do. With
Right.
COVID coming, it being so, like, random, so it just kind of changed so much, and no one really knew what to do. And now, at the beginning, there was, like, really nothing to do. Campus was very boring, and it didn't feel like, it wasn't giving that normal, like, NCCU, you know, vibe that everyone is so used to.
Okay.
So that was like, because there wasn't as many events, and if there was, it was
Okay.
online. And being that people weren't used to having so many events online and things like that, there wasn't a lot of attendance. They people weren't going. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it really slowed down. But I think that because of my involvement in different organizations and stuff like that, I was able to still find things to do, still meet people, and
Okay.
still socialize and stuff. But now it's like it's still different because Corona is still around, so we can't do
Right.
everything. But
Right.
it's a little bit more, lively. Homecoming. Like we
Yeah.
actually had homecoming this year. We couldn't go to the Greek Ball, so
I
that
know it's
and everything. So that wasn't the best. But we still got to do more. This we had our concert. You know what I'm saying? Like campus is getting back its feel. You know what I'm saying? But after Corona really gets under control,
right.
we're living it up. I hope I'm still here by the time that happens because listen, I want to have my fun.
I know, and I mean, I cannot imagine going through, COVID, being on a yard,
Yeah.
trying to just, be a normal college student and then in the middle of a pandemic. So I cannot imagine,
Trying to be
not being able
involved
to
on
be with your
campus.
family.
Like I felt so bad for like the people for like freshmen who were just coming in because it's just like y'all don't
Right.
even know. Like there's
Right.
really usually so much to do and so many things to be involved in. But
Right.
with Corona trying to get adjusted, I feel like people are not getting the college experience that
I
that I
know.
had my freshman year. And it's like, dang, I wish you could understand. It's kind of sad, but.
It's true. And my niece is at Howard. Shout out to HU.
I
And
know.
I know that she started off on the yard in COVID. So that's extremely challenging. And I just was like, just trying to encourage her. I can't imagine being away from my family and friends and then having to be in a dorm room and social distancing and, virtual, like, Ty said, like, Troy is like, look, social distancing on the yard. Woo, I know. It's like, I can't imagine. I graduated in '05 from undergrad and graduated from grad school in '09 from Central. And I love going, going to the bowl and doing stuff with my line sisters and stuff like that. So I cannot imagine. So how have the coping been for you? Like what are you doing to cope? What are you doing for self-care to pour back into you during this difficult time on the yard?
Honestly, I just try to like spend time with people who bring me the most like joy and things like that. Because sometimes for me at least, it's not always about like what I'm doing, but more
Right.
about who I'm with when I'm doing it.
Mhm.
Um, as long as I'm with people who I genuinely feel like I have a great time with, we have a great relationship, things like that. I really don't care what I'm doing. We could be sitting outside doing nothing, just having a conversation. So I just feel like keeping myself surrounded with people who are actually good for me um, has helped a lot. And just taking more time to myself, whether it's just going to Target by myself and
Okay, shout out
just
to Target.
like that. You know what I'm saying? We love retail therapy.
Right.
Go to Target and let Target tell me what I need. You know what I'm saying? We love
Oh my
those.
God. So
We
tell me
those,
this. I know that
those
you are the vice president of the MAC. I came and spoke to the MAC last year in 2021 during COVID, virtually and in person. That was amazing. It
that
was
was
so
so fun.
good to be back. Yes, it was so fun, and it was really good. A great turnout. So, I'll be coming back next month to do an event with NCCU and the MAC. So tell
Yeah.
everybody about the MAC and like what your role is and what you're doing this year with the MAC. What the
So
MAC means.
right now, I am the vice president of the Sisters of the Men's Achievement Center. We are the sister organization for the Men's Achievement Center. Um, we really just help each other succeed academically, like career wise. And
And shout out to
we,
Rod Heath.
oh, yes, Dr. Heath. It's the best. um, but we also, really focus on, building strong relationships amongst men and women and healthy platonic relationships and things like that because those are important to have in life. You know what I mean? So yeah, we have great advisors. We plan events for the other men and women on campus to help them academically, socially. Um, we help our sisters, our members with internships, and
Mhm.
we have workout days throughout the week. You know what I mean? So we really just want to be able to help our members and the women who we want to influence in many different ways. Don't want to put nobody in a box. We can help you physically, we can help you socially. We can come here to study, come here to talk. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like
Good.
we offer so much.
Good. That's important. And we didn't have that
Yeah.
resource. And if we did, we definitely didn't know about it when I was on a yard. So it's amazing to see the transformation and the growth of NCCU and HBCUs across the board. So shout out to the MAC and shout out to Rod Heath. Shout out to the Brus. So it's great to definitely see other friends and classmates excel and come back to the yard and do things for the community and for the school. So that's really dope. So I want to switch gears real quick. Um, you were in an accident, a major accident. Your senior year in high school, right?
No, my freshman year of high
Your
school.
freshman year in high school. Okay, so tell me about that and tell me how you maneuvered. You had to learn to walk again. So your survival story that you're gonna share tonight is about your accident, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look, go ahead.
So so yeah, when I was a freshman in high school, I was hit by a car going to the convenience store right across the street from my school, and I had a lot of bad injuries. I broke my leg, my shoulder, my elbow, two ribs, and I was just scarred everywhere. It was crazy. That's where I got this from, and there's a scar down there. But yeah, it definitely showed me a lot. Like we take so many things for granted just because we're so used to doing them. Like getting up in the morning and running to the bathroom, like just doing your routine, just doing your hair and making yourself breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't realize like how lucky we are to really do those things
Right.
until something happens and it's like, dang, like I need somebody to help me do my hair, or I need someone to help me get to the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, so that was a lot. And my pain tolerance is not high, so going through it, it was kind of defeating, honestly, because I didn't really know what to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I was hurting. It just took a lot of like perseverance. And in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have it. I was not. It was a lot for me. It was stressing me out. I was in pain. So, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But I was nervous that I was out of school for 2 months, and I was nervous. Like, what if I don't get to graduate on time, or
Right.
what if I slip in my classes? What if I'm not as successful? Or and there's a lot of things running through my mind outside of just my accident. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
am I ever going to be able to do the same things again? Is my face going to be messed up for the rest of my life?
Right.
So it was just a lot. But honestly, like, the fact that I came out of it showed me a lot. In high school, I kept my honors classes through my accident. I stayed in school. I graduated on time, AB honor roll. So it definitely showed me that I can persevere through just about anything because if I can do that, going to school in a wheelchair, going to school in a walker,
Right.
different things like that, and still handling my business and
Right.
accomplishing my goals and getting where I want to be. It was definitely a confidence booster that I didn't even know that I needed, honestly.
Right.
But
Good.
yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I think that definitely kind of needed to happen,
Yes.
just for me to understand like what I'm really capable of. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
sometimes you don't know what you can do until your back is against the wall and you got to
That
make
part.
something happen. You
That
know what I
part.
mean? So when the odds
Yeah.
were stacked against me, and I had a lot of stuff where I felt pretty beat down or defeated.
Mhm.
Um, Looking at where I am now is just like, yeah, it really makes
Exactly.
me appreciate life a lot. So
Right. And so you had to learn to walk again. Driving a car has been something that you haven't really like pushed forward on. It's not like like the top of your list to drive right now.
no,
Yeah.
I
I
know how
understand.
to. I know how to,
Hmm.
but I'm not in any real big rush to just be out on the road, just tearing through the streets.
Right.
I'm not not
So
rushed.
that's like a piece of trauma for you. So that's something that you're constantly like overcoming, as a
Yeah,
person.
I get nervous whenever I gotta like cross streets. I'm not that person that's just kind of like running across the street
Right.
whenever they get that slither of a chance. Like, no, I'm gonna wait till that light turns red and make sure that all these cars are done moving, and then I will start my walking because I'm not about to take that chance. I'm not doing that. I'm crossing on the crosswalk.
Right. Right.
I'm not
Right.
jaywalking. I don't want to do it. Like,
Right.
I'm being, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it when people are doing all that showboating and stuff in the car. It makes me nervous. Like, can we just ride? Can we just get to our destination? We don't need to do all the tricks. I
Right.
understand
Like,
you. I
like
trust
I
you.
can do it.
Can we just
Right.
get there?
Exactly. So when it comes to, what is something that you would share with someone that's going to start college, especially, this fall semester, going into college in COVID, what is something that you would share with a upcoming college student or a current college student?
Get involved.
Watch this video.
I would say get involved in any way that you can. Of course, do things that fit your interest, but like literally try anything. You know what I mean? Like, if something comes your way, just take it. You know what I mean? Like, that when it comes to like internships and like stuff like that. So if you want to
Right.
get an internship and like, don't limit yourself to just one area for internship or an organization you want to join. You know what I'm saying? Like, experience things and talk to people. Networking is so important. Like,
Yes.
one thing I have learned is talk to anybody who will listen, because you just never know.
Right.
You just never know. You might talk to someone randomly one day at an event and something comes up and they're like, "Ooh, that one girl who," and now they're trying to get in contact with you because
Yep.
something you said stuck out to them and they think you'd be a great fit for they're doing. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's about who you know, not what you know. So meet as many people as you can. Okay. So I am all for being involved in things like that and not being picky. The amount of internships that I've gotten, the amount of people that I've met, and the different things I've been able to do, all came from me just taking opportunities and running with them and making them work for me. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I want to work in PR, I want to work in marketing, but also within that, being able to create and do video and things like that. Those things are important too. So when I get an opportunity to do something with video, no, that's not public relations, which is what I want to do, but it'll be helpful. You know what I mean? So taking any opportunity that you can is going to be really important. Um, that's what I did. That's what worked for me. And yeah, networking. But before I came to college, I was not super outspoken. I just wanted to get good grades and be successful. But coming to college, I definitely blossomed a lot into more of a social person. I've always been social, but I don't get antsy about it. You know what I mean? Like I can talk to anyone. I can talk all day. So I think definitely being able to talk well and with confidence is really important.
Yes.
And also prioritizing. Because listen, that freshman year because before you go to college, you're like, okay, I'm going to college, I get to do what I want. But it don't really hit you until you're in your room at 10:30 and your friends are like, oh, or so-and-so, you want to come out? And it's like, ooh, can't nobody tell me I can't go out right now. I can go out right now. And now you're out until 4 a.m. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Sorry. I talk about that in chapter 3 of the book. And I think that has been so helpful. And I also wanted to just talk about chapter 3. I talk about levels, and I talk about how I worked in college, and I worked full time in college, and I never stayed on the yard. I was that college student that was so focused on work and school. I didn't really focus on the social aspect. So I was in clubs. I was in political science clubs. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. But I wasn't affiliated with much of anything else other than my major, you know what I'm saying? And so I talk about, life after college. I talk about some of the survival tips and tools. I said, get acquainted with someone familiar with the campus, get your questions answered, ask lots of questions. Do not accept no, exhaust all options. Then try others. Save your coins. Every day is not sunny. Because y'all know we broke in college, okay? And so, that's another reason why I want to get Jordyn up here, because I do talk about college. I do talk about tools that helped me get through college. I didn't have my parents. I didn't have a lot of resources and support. I didn't have really much support at all. And so you got to really find, what works for you. And like she said, having that support system, working, me honing in on people that I had that support with is what was really key for me.
Having a support system is really important, and I wouldn't even say it has to be your parents and things like that, because yes, they're going to support you, but they're also not in college with you, so they can support you from afar. One thing that's really important is finding the right group of people and being with them, and opening up to them and voicing your struggles and stuff with them, because y'all are all in the same boat. They're going to understand you better than your auntie who's not in college with you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she went to college, but she ain't in college right now. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
These are people who are in the same boat as you, who are going through the same things. So, having that support system and stuff like that is very important. Getting a part of organizations, that goes back to that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm a part of the sisters. And in our chat, we talk about the things that we're going through every day. We have that support system right there ready to go for us,
Exactly.
So, that's really important, having people who genuinely support you and applaud your wins as if it's theirs. You know what I mean? Friends who have your back, or a circle who is riding for you. That's
right. Exactly. And that's important. And before we got started, I kind of touched on that with you earlier. And I definitely want to touch back on that about childhood trauma. For me, having someone in my space, having an assistant, I've had assistants in the past, but having someone that I really didn't know as well, to come be a part of the team and to be around my children. That was challenging for me.
Yeah.
And when you have trust issues, that goes into adulthood and it continues. And so I'm having you, come on to be a part of the team and having you be in my space. That was challenging at times because I didn't trust anybody around my children. And having to have those hard conversations with my kids when they ask me, Mommy, can I go stay over here at this classmate's house? Or Mommy, is it okay for me to ride the bus or ride, home with this classmate after school, and me having to explain, no, baby, you can't. And explaining my childhood and the things that happened to me. Yeah, it might look peaches and cream on the outside, but we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what is going on in that family. And so, that's something in layers I have to constantly pull back piece by piece. But I just don't be feeling comfortable with just letting my kids go to anybody's house or be around anybody. And so, how was that for you, coming on? Definitely because you want to be you want to be in PR. How was that working with an author, a new author? And how was that, switching gears? How was that for you?
Honestly, it was so fun. It was so fun. I had so much fun. Like it was just totally different, and
Yeah.
it was a really new experience, and it was so enjoyable. Working so closely with you, and because like for me, I love like the behind the scenes stuff. That's why I love
Yeah.
marketing. That's why I love PR, things like that. Because like I love the process behind like the big things that go on, and
Right.
helping you get ready for events, and you know traveling to DC or going to
Mhm.
this place, going to that place,
Right.
meeting so many different people and just seeing how many people rock with you, and like seeing your support system and
Yeah.
how far you've come, seeing other people see you be so great, and it
Yeah.
bringing them to like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
was just it was really fun, and honestly, it was really encouraging to me, being that you are someone who I look up to, just being like just a dope woman.
I'm
So,
trying. I'm trying.
and
Don't make me
like
get
knowing
teary
your
eyed.
story and stuff like that, and it's just like, okay, she went from that, now she's here, and with the and even with this, like when we first started working together, I created the form for it, and I was
Yep.
helping you find people to be on the show, and I was
Yep.
communicating with them, and
Yep.
helping you with the graphics and stuff like that, and
Yep.
just like, gosh, now I get to be like a guest on the show, so it all comes full circle, and honestly,
It
like, it's
does.
I
It
love it,
does.
like,
It
and you're
does.
really, you hold it down, and it was watching you be a mom, but also being like an author and being an influencer and always working, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it was just all really cool to see, you know what I'm saying? Like you really be out here working, so and getting it done, and you care a lot about your work and your story and making sure um, people get something from it, and
Yeah.
I definitely feel like you're killing it. So it was really fun to be a part of the process. At the beginning, when stuff was just happening,
Yeah. It was back to
no,
back. It was like, oh my
yeah,
God. That's why
it
I'm
was so fun. I felt just, oh
yeah.
yeah, I'm Miss Proctor's assistant. Yeah, yeah. Like,
I
on everything
cannot
I did on
stand
behalf of
you.
Proctor. I was happy. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
doing it.
Listen. Look, this is an everyday struggle, and for those of you guys that's following my journey or just getting started with following my journey, I'm a year in with this book, and the workbook. I survived. You can too. You see you see the sign behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
go
this
get
has
the
been
book.
a journey. Yes, and every day is not sunny. You know what I'm saying? I have to tell people all the time. I'm still surviving. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm healed from everything or that, I got all the answers or nothing like that. I'm just saying this is what I've survived and this what helped me. This is what helped me overcome these things that I experienced. And these are the things that help me continuously overcome these things that I have experienced. But
Right.
it doesn't take away from, the fact that these things happen to me and this is where I'm going. And every time somebody try to bring me back down to that space, that I say, nah, I healed from that already. You ain't taking me back down there. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
the person that I am today is not the person that I was a year ago. And it's not the person that I was 2 years ago, and so on. And so I think that's the key to life, is to continuing to put one foot in front of the other and allowing your space and the things you've been through to be a testimony to somebody else to know that, you know what, I can go through this, but you know what? You get back up and you do, and you can't survive. And so that was the whole message for me, you know, and I mean, who would have thought, you know, I would be back at Central speaking, or even be working with, you know, Central and doing different things. And that's amazing. And so I'm beyond grateful and humbled for every opportunity that God continues to put in front of me. So I'm glad that you know, felt honored enough to work with me and to be on the show and to assist me with this whole process, especially, you know, like in 2021. So I want to know, what is your 2022 goals? Like, what is something that you're looking forward to this year, that you put in the atmosphere, you manifest it, you put in, you know, you want to be aligned with? What does that look like for you?
I have a lot of goals.
Well, give us 2, 3, you know.
Okay, 2 goals. Okay, so for the last couple of years, you know, I've been doing my marketing, social media, public relations stuff. With this year, 2022, I want to be doing more in the specific field of athletics that I want to work in. I'm already doing some of it, but I want to just, you know, keep taking it a step further.
Right.
I want to get a really big internship this summer. I'm gonna get it.
Claim it. That's right.
Manifest.
Exactly.
Yes, that is really big for me. I just want to really keep working on my craft. I want to create more this year. I just really like it. And also I want to get my social media marketing business started up.
Yes. Shout out to the young entrepreneurs.
So, you know,
yes,
I'm excited. And just really focusing on putting myself first a little bit more, and mentally just taking care of myself a little bit more.
Good. And remember to have grace with yourself, because we are in the middle of a pandemic. You are on the yard. You are away from your family and some of your friends. So remember to have grace.
So it's important that
exactly.
And as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that even more, like, this life is going to keep going. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop for you because you're having a bad day. So something that's been real important is just figuring out, you know, how to get back up. So 2021, I just want to, you know, bounce it back.
Good.
It's needed in life, because you're gonna fall down. There's gonna be times you're gonna be down. You have to be able to bounce back. So
exactly, and it's important for you to look in the mirror every day and motivate yourself, and to know who you are as a person, as a human being. You know, suicide rates are through the roof right now. It's so important for you to look in that mirror and tell yourself how important you are, and tell yourself how amazing you are. You know, you don't need nobody to be your, you know, your cheerleader. You are your own cheerleader. And I think that so many times we forget who we are and who we look at in the mirror every day.
Right, and that's deeper than just like looks and being like, oh, I'm beautiful. But you know, when you're getting up every day and you know that, you know, you're handling your business, you're doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? You have great people in your life. You know, you're doing everything that you can. You're treating people in your life right. You know what I'm saying? Those things are really what's important. Are you achieving things? You know, like it's so much more than just, you know, being pretty or just thinking, oh, I look. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You know?
Exactly. It's internal for sure. And I think it's important to definitely, you know, say that, you know. So for those of you out there that's dealing with a challenging thing, or going through and feeling like you want to give up, just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that someone out there has been through something similar as you, if not worse. And you're not the only one. You know, the first thing is acknowledging that you need help, and you know, definitely leaning on your support systems, making a phone call, calling the helpline, the suicide hotline if you need support. And you know, continue to pour back into yourself. Journal, listen to music, hobbies, things.
My goodness.
Yes, so important.
I have been journaling lately.
Good.
I find myself maybe once or twice a week, I find myself just journaling. And it is so, I feel so much better after I do it.
Release it.
Because I've always been told journal, but I never did it because I would do it, but it wasn't consistent. I don't know. Really felt that private. But, you know, now it's, I'm able to journal and it be no one knows but me, and
Right.
it's just been really helpful in just because you can't always throw up all your business onto your peers because you just
Right.
can't. So sometimes it's just good to journal. Yeah.
It is. And for those of you guys who do not know, the workbook does end with a journal. Your journey
Yeah.
begins here is the part of the workbook. And it journaling, I talk about it in the book. It's been very helpful for me. Different characteristics you exude, different things that work for you. My whole point of doing a workbook was to show other people how they can put their life thing, put their story in a journal, and how they can expound on it, how they can expound on their goals, how they can expound on just life, and continuing to just write and pour out their feelings, because once you release it, that's when you go to the next level. And so it's very, very important for us to, pour back into ourselves and pour back into others. And what you put out there, you get back. So you put out
Yes.
positivity, you put out, great things, humility, love, kindness, you get that back. And the universe and God continues to shine his light on you when you do put those things out there. So be mindful how you treat people, because you could be treating an angel like trash, and you could be treating the devil like trash, right? So you never know who's an angel and who's not. So be mindful how you treat people. Thank you so much, Jordyn, for being on here tonight. I appreciate you. I know you in the lab. And for everybody out there, be sure to click, subscribe, and like this channel. I am here every Wednesday for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays at 9:15. Make sure you click the notification link, and we will be back here next. I will be back here next Wednesday at 9:15 for Women Supporting Women Wednesday. Jordyn, you want to leave everybody your socials, how they can follow you and follow your journey?
Oh yes. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really post that much, but I may interact. um, but it's just my name, Jordyn Davis, JORD dot YNNEVAH. So yeah, you can follow me there and see what I'm up to.
Yes.
Taking
Thank you
on this
so much,
college.
Corey. Look, I'm trying to look at the comments too. Yes, and I will be at the MAC next month to speak.
Yes, in
So
March, having a women's empowerment event.
yes,
Um, it's very fun. They love it when you come. So it should be exciting. And your story
yeah,
is really, influential. So people always get something great from when you come. So
yeah. Look,
yes,
this we having to
that
get it together,
that is
honey.
our
Yes,
organization. Follow that. Stay up to date on what we're doing.
yes, and I will definitely be posting the information, guys, for when I will be at Central. Pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? Get a book. I will have merch
Okay.
on hand. Okay. What he say? Pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
So, guys, until next week, you guys be blessed, be great, continue to pour back into yourself and others. And I will see you next Wednesday for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays with Joy, the blogger. All right,
Thank you
boo.
for
I
having
appreciate
me.
you. Love you guys. Good night.
Bye.